players in the, it's like, right, guys, we're going to play. This is not a do or die affair, just try and do what you can. And let's just, we've already got this in the bag, you know, just don't concede any goals. And England did play well last night, Trevor. England played better than they did in the two previous. I can see your face. I can see your face, Trevor. I can see your face. England did play better than they did in the two previous games. And I say that because I watched all the games. Now, you want to tell me why you don't agree with that? Because I can see sort of a look of disapproval with that.
No, I think you make some very good points there, and it is, you're right. It is good to look at the positives as well, and
Right.
I think that's probably how most of us feel, that we did top the group,
Yep.
and that's a positive. I mean, on that point about we didn't need to win last night, in a way we did, because if 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 we drew or
Yeah.
lost, but let's say we'd drawn, which we did,
Yeah.
if Denmark had won, and
Yeah.
they very nearly scored towards the end of their game, so they drew as well. If
Yeah.
they'd have won, we would have finished second,
Yeah.
and our game, we would most likely then on Sunday have been playing Germany. Now, Germany obviously are one of the favourite sides. I don't, just to say, I don't get the impression that any side, France, Italy, Germany, thus far, are playing great football.
Ah.
Um, but so it's not just England. But
Yeah.
no, I think it was important that we won that, because if Denmark had, we would have instantly been coming up against one of the top sides. As it happens, because we've topped the group, I think we're going to be in the half of the draw. So the 8 teams in our half, which don't comprise those top teams of Germany, France, and Italy. I think I'm right in saying that. So it was in the event a good thing that we did draw. And yeah, I suppose I would agree with you to some extent that we played a bit better than. I mean, we couldn't. The bar was low, wasn't it? We couldn't really have done much worse. But I still think for the talent that's in the team, we should be doing much better. They're all club players who are very excellent players for their teams. And it's a bit of a mystery why it doesn't seem to translate. To me, it's a bit like the conductor of an orchestra. You
Right.
know, sometimes you think, well, if he or she wasn't there conducting, the orchestra would still be as good. And in fact, I think they've shown over years, they've done experiments which show that it doesn't. You do lose the timing, the tempo. The orchestra is very much the central point, as is a manager. Now, of course, you have player responsibility, you have managerial and coaches responsibility. But I think if you've got someone who motivates the players, who understands the players, I think you're on a far better wicket, to use another analogy, than otherwise. And I'm sure Gareth Southgate, they say he's a very decent guy. I just never really rated him as a manager,
Right.
and
Right.
so I think he was fortunate to be in the right place at the right time, because he was managing the England under-21 team
Yeah.
when the top job became vacant.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just hope that come the next game on Sunday and the remaining games, that we actually play to our limits of our ability, that we, because we are very good. I've been disappointed in Harry Kane. Now, I'm one of his biggest fans. As a goal
Yeah.
scorer, he's
Yeah.
second to none, and I think he's a world class goal scorer. Not everyone agrees with that, but as he's done in Munich, Bayern Munich, where he plays, he's
Yeah.
broken all their records for goals. But he seems to have been almost trudging round the pitch. I mean, he doesn't have pace now. He's over 30, isn't he? And you do tend to lose a yard or two of pace. And
Yeah.
he's never been a particularly fast player, but he's a great goal scorer.
Yeah.
But it seems like he doesn't know whether he wants to be up front or coming back for the ball. He just seems a bit lost, and he's the captain, of course. So
Yeah.
I think that's just one example of players not playing to their ability. And
Yeah.
that for me comes down to the manager. Just, I mean, another player who in the first game was a colossus, Jude Bellingham. He was out of this world. But since then, it's like he's lost interest. He just doesn't seem to. I'm sure it's not that, but
Yeah,
he's just not. I mean, last night, by his standards, which are incredible,
yeah,
I thought he was very poor. He was giving the ball away. He just wasn't the Jude Bellingham we normally see. So yeah, they've got a long way to go. But wouldn't it be great if we win the next game on Sunday, and then we start to think we could actually win this? Because, as I said earlier, no team apparently, well, from what I've seen and what they say, no team is standing out as an obvious winner of this tournament. So
yeah.
maybe it's not a bad time to be where we are.
Yeah, that's one thing I was going to say. Do you remember I said it in the last show? I said to you, I said I thought England was bad, but then I've seen other games where like Italy and Spain and Portugal. Portugal was
Mm,
outstanding anyway. They played fantastic football. I'm not a fan of Portuguese football anyway. I'm not a fan of the team. I'm not a fan of Ronaldo, but I think they played well. They've been the one team that I've seen that have played entertaining football
mm,
and also managed to score because that's one feat that is not easy to achieve in
yeah,
football. Sometimes you can play as entertaining as you can, but you could also lose. But they've played and they've won. So Portugal, but the rest of the team. I'm surprised that Italy actually got through because they've not been very
mm.
impressive in this
No, they
tournament.
haven't. No.
No, no. Spain, on the other hand, I think they've had a. I mean, Spain drew their match as well.
Mm,
So I think it's the spirit of the tournament is not of goals this year, apart from what Scotland's gift to Germany. um, 5 goals,
yeah,
making
yeah.
Making Germany look exceptionally better than they were. I don't think they're a particularly good side in this
No.
tournament. I don't think so. But having said that, I think, I don't know about you, but sometimes you play like a really bad side, and they force you to lose. And I think that's England's secret weapon in, in this tournament. Uh,
Possibly. It's an interesting view.
yeah, because sometimes if you played a good side, then you would anticipate the good moves and how they're going to play and this and
Mm,
that. And I think that's what I can't remember what team. I think it was Croatia that played Spain or something. And I think that Croatia they demonstrated that successfully because they frustrated the Spanish players. They didn't know what they was
mm.
going to, they just could not get the ball through. And having said that, I think the uh, what team did we play yesterday?
What was what?
What was the team that we played against yesterday?
We played Slovenia.
Yeah, Slovenia. Right. I think Slovenia, I don't think they actually played to win yesterday. They didn't. Because it was the whole game was played in their half.
Mm.
They won
Most of it,
really.
yeah.
Yeah, apart from countering one or two counters that pose a danger. But